Hello everybody and welcome to my second Line 6 video. Today we're going to talk about the Pod HD500X. We are going to program a sound from scratch, something that will work for me and my playing style, something that works in my gigs for me, and hopefully help you learn how to program the pod right from the start. It is not an easy unit to work with. Line 6 is renowned for the difficulty of programming a sound, although the presets are okay that come with the unit, but for people who are a little bit more picky about their sound, they want to tweak and they want to change, or they want to program sounds right from scratch, this tutorial will be for you. I will first demonstrate the sound, and then we're going to dive into the pod and see how I got there. Okay, so let's start with how I use the pod. Alright, for starters, I use a single preset at my gigs. I do not change presets. I got one sound that works for me for all my songs. I set up one amp sound to play the clean tone, and then I add the stomp boxes. Some of them stay on, the others I toggle as I need, on and off. So let's start with the basic sound. I use a Soldano head with a greenback 25 cab 4x12 and a 4:1 dynamic mic. This is what it sounds like. Then I add a tube screamer. Then for solos, I will add a little bit of delay. I will add a volume boost. Sometimes I will add a little gain boost. Let's hear what it sounds like. Then with a little bit of gain boost, so let's hear what it sounds like with the actual backtrack. Let's get to the actual programming of the sound. I'm going to start with a blank patch. And that's what it sounds like. Really no sound at all. Alright, we're going to start with the amp, which is the core of our sound. In this case, I'm looking for a Soldano amp. Clean one. I have changed the cab from a Brit T75 to the greenback, and I have chosen the 4:1 dynamic mic. We're going to get to the actual setting itself, but I want to show you the early reflection settings here make a big difference to the sound because it basically livens up the sound just a little bit. Let me listen. And when I bring it up, it just livens up the sound just a little bit. But I'm not going to put it on 50%, I'm going to put it somewhere around the 30%. I'm going to drive the amp a little bit. I can still drive it a little bit more. Right, so I'm just looking for a nice clean tone to begin with. I'm almost there. I think I can have a little bit more bass. Let's listen to those air reflection again if I open it up a bit more. I definitely want it around the 40%. Alright, so below the amp setting over here, you're going to find some parameters that you can change to tweak the amp and the cab settings. And for instance, a master volume. And that's a lot of times aimed at amps that don't have a master volume, only a channel volume originally, and you can make them louder or softer. And there's some other settings that relate to how the tubes react to your playing, and they have a direct relation to the drive, the gain of the amp. So as you change them, you're going to have some tonality changes. And you just play around with them and just get to a tone that you might like. Same thing with the cab parameters, you might want to add more resonance. A bit more thump, which is exactly what it is, a bit more bottom end. Drop the master level just a little bit. Alright, so I like this sound. I'm going to now add a reverb. I'm going to add the reverb after the amp. One of those places. As you can see, you have quite a few different types of reverb. I'm going to go for a 63 spring reverb. Let's see what it sounds like. Might want to raise it up just a little bit and make it slightly darker. super important is a compressor, and that usually comes early in the chain. Usually I put a wah-wah here, and then I'll put a compressor in this block. Let's go to the dynamics. I'm gonna go with the blue compressor, and the settings are gonna be around there. It just adds a little bit of funkiness to the sound. Here's it without. Here's with. Definitely add a little bit more volume here. After the compressor, usually I'm going to put some kind of a booster. We're going to get to it just now. I'm going to first add the first distortion into this block, and I'm going to choose the tube screamer. Drop the amp volume down a little bit. And now I'm going to add a booster at this block before the overdrive, so we can overdrive the overdrive. Right, so here's the sound without the booster. Switch the booster on. As you can hear, I prefer, instead of a high gain pedal, just to add some compression before the overdrive to shape the tone and to drive the pedal a little bit further. Now let's add a little bit of a delay. Make it a little bit louder. switch the boost on. Now we can drag this block in front of the amp and add a little bit of a chorus. So there's a sound that works for me very, very well. Another thing I want to show you is how to get the global EQ. Now to go into the setup, you need to press and hold the view button. Then you need to scroll down to page number 11. And there's your EQ. As you can see, I'm cutting 68 Hz from the bottom. The low frequency I set to 500 Hz and I'm boosting 2 dBs. The mid frequency I set to 1.7 Hz and I'm boosting 6.5 dB. That's quite a lot. The high frequency I chose 850 Hz and I'm boosting 3 dB. And the high cut is set to 6.7. This setting helps me get that nice open mid-range tone I was talking about in the first video. Here's the sound with the EQ on. And here's the sound with the EQ off. Here's the sound with the EQ back on. It's important to remember that the pod has a lot of different options and possibilities built right into the interface. You can swap and change between the different amps, cabs, and microphones, as well as other settings, and all of these make a huge difference in what the end result is going to sound like. Just by changing the microphones alone, you can make a huge impact on what you sound like. Let's test the different mics. Alright, so now we have the 4-to-1 dynamic mic on this cab, and it sounds like this. If we change the microphone to an SM57 off axis, this is what it sounds like. Let's change to the Royer 121 ribbon mic. How about a Neumann 87? Back to the 4-to-1. Now let's change some cabs. Let's listen to the Bassman cab. Let's choose a T75 Marshall cab. How about a jazz chorus cab? How about a single 12? Let's change the mic on that as well. keep this mic. Let's change to the 4-to-1. Let's take the high watt cab. Let's go back to the green bag. So as you can hear, changing just one or two of the elements, even though we're keeping the same amp, while we're changing the cab, just like in real life, the sound will change dramatically. Changing the microphone will also contribute to a different sound. This alone makes the pod extremely difficult to program. However, the possibilities are endless. If you experiment with the different components long enough, you will find a fantastic sound that will work for you. I hope this video has helped you to get to know a little bit about the pod HD500X. Thank you for watching. See you next time.